We are live. Welcome, everyone. We got Josiah in the chat first, baby. Good to see you, Josiah. So this is just going to be a live stream where you can ask any questions. We're just going to talk Amazon. I'm probably going to talk about what's been going on lately in the business as well. So basically, from the beginning of this year, I set out to try to make $10,000 profit every single month, February through December. I'm trying to get there by listing $18,000 profit in potential profit every single month. We were at around 7,000 or 8,000 in February. And in the time period between February 13th and March 13th, which is kind of the time period I was shooting for the first 10K period of profit, we were actually at 11K profit, which is super exciting. So I think the March will end up being over that. 10K all day. You are on track. Josiah's been a major inspiration to me. Super good friend of mine. He has been cranking it for a long time. I'm also I think what I have been doing a lot last year is I would have a monthly spend and potential profit goal. And I would hit it early, and then I would leverage and continue spending and sending more in, which is good for the profit, but then also bad for the anxiety and leveraging. So this year I'm running my business completely on cash. So last year I leveraged pretty hard at the beginning of the year, and I put the profits back into my business, and now I'm running on cash. So in the last 30 days, well, actually this month so far, I'm actually at around 51K in sales. I could pull up the seller app. This has been the biggest month for quite a while at this point. I'm at 52K. So 1,800 in sales today, 52K in sales. What is it? The 23rd. So I kind of thought I was just going to do like 60, but it might end up being more. So that's pretty exciting. So back to the whole like potential profit and spend goals. Instead of like gunning ahead and spending more on inventory when I'm like ahead of schedule, right now I am taking it easy. And I actually went ahead and went to an estate sale. So I found some, oh, there goes my webcam. There. Yeah, so I found an HP printer, found a bunch of different stuff. It ended up being $137 spend for around 600 profit. So that was cool. Usually an estate sale is not that good. But like this one was really good. So I just wanted basically some super, super high ROI stuff, kind of to take it from nothing to something to add to kind of the inventory without having to spend a lot of money. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. Also, it's been exciting too with the whole 10K profit goal. I'm trying to actually do it in less time than I was doing it before. So last year I was probably spending anywhere between 20 and 30 hours a week on Amazon, which is like compared to a regular job, definitely not that much. But right now what I'm trying to do is transition to have my virtual assistant purchasing just about everything. And my virtual assistant is doing at least half of my inventory spend, which is absolutely crazy. So basically, like I've taken my time that I'm spending on my business from like 20 hours a week like 20 to 30 hours a week to more like 10 to 15. And like it's getting less and less, which is super exciting. And speaking of delegating to a VA, we got Raking Profit in the house. What's good, guys? Good to see you. Looks cool up there. No sweating. Honestly, it's pretty hot up here. So Steve was over here in October and he got to experience firsthand my bad habit of forgetting to turn off the heat in the afternoon because we have a ton of windows, as you guys can see. And the sun just comes in and just heats it up here. So yeah, it's basically a sauna. Steve, what's up, brother? We all need to get up on a video together. Kat definitely ain't up there. Where is she? I don't know. We can go find her and turn off the heat because I don't need this heat. Dude, I would love to do a video together. Are you thinking like me, Josiah, and you, Steve? I mean, the thermostat is only showing 71.5. I do like it at 72, but it does not feel like 72. We're going to turn that off. And then where's the cat? Around here somewhere. I think I just heard her. She's running around somewhere. Steve is saying, bro, we've been on the same listing together recently, I noticed. Oh, really? I'm curious what listing. Do you want to send me what type of listing it is? Or like what brand or whatever you want to say? Electronics. Old ones? Probably. Love it. Speaking of vintage games, Simmons. I've sold Simmons. I don't sell much Simmons. I don't find it profitably very much. There's like weird like circuit breakers and let's see. Oh, some ceiling fan thing. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're selling those? There's a couple brands of ceiling fan thingies that I've been selling. Yeah, they've been pretty good. Return rate is okay on them, but they're really profitable and they're discontinued, which is sick. Now I'm curious which model number we're on. So Steve, you've been delving into some different categories. How's that been going? It's just nuts because you could build a whole business off just DVDs. You could build a whole business just off of electronics. You could probably build a business off of ceiling fan remotes, probably. It's good, man. Fast selling, high ASPs. Exactly. Yeah. The ones that I've been selling, they're all like $100 to $150 on Amazon. And like their stock issues as well. So those are my favorite types of listings where there's stock issues and then every once in a while eBay seller comes and sells it for eBay market price, but not Amazon market price. We got Josiah in the chat saying, how's your garage prep center, Steve? It's coming, man. I need to watch the video. Steve, aren't you? Oh, yeah. So you've been doing your own prep. And so I guess I need to just go watch the video because you're just going to repeat yourself. But I know that you're remodeling your garage. Are you just sick of having this stuff in the living room? Oh my goodness, there's a fox outside, guys. What on earth? You guys see the fox? Why is there a fox just like walking around outside? I've never seen a fox here. If you guys don't know me very well, I love animals. Like, just seeing random animals like that is super cool. Josiah, I saw the reel of you seeing a moose in your driveway. Shoot it and make it a sweater. Oh my goodness. Steve says, I'm going to start a series soon, remodeling my garage. No content posted yet. Dude, people love this series, that's for sure. Speaking of Stella, there she is exploring my estate sale finds. She loves to sniff the boxes. It's kind of nice to not have stuff in the living room, you know? It's like, it's nice to separate it out, but it's definitely going to take some work to transition. I try to keep all my stuff in the basement unless I'm listing, and I'm going to be listing at some point soon. Josiah says that moose was cold and hungry, wanted to come in my garage. Oh my gosh. What would happen if you just like, let's say you left your garage door open and a moose walked in and you just closed the garage door? Like, would it try and like break out? What would it do? Steve says, I did the math, cost me 70 cents to prep from home. 1,500 items a month now. And how is it like pretty decent in the amount of time that it takes? I was cleaning out my office today, getting rid of my hoard of USPS boxes from the chlorine days. Oh my gosh. You guys should see, maybe I'll go show you guys right now. I have so many boxes from unfulfillable inventory and like bulk Walmart purchases and like all that. I have a massive pile of boxes in my garage. Not my garage, my basement. We're going to go on a field trip, guys. That moose would wreck my garage. Bears wander into garages all the time. Imagine like going and you're just going to go to work one day. You go to get in your car in the garage and there's a freaking grizzly bear in there. All right. Let's check out this pile of boxes, guys. I'm going to even shine my old eBay lights on it. All right. Check out my pile of boxes. This is all my stuff that I need to donate. And then all of this. Isn't that magnificent? But it's like, when is it actually the most efficient activity for me to like even spend time like hiring someone to clean all that up, or for me to do it? Like, there's almost always something better to do. Seth, that's so bad. I just like leave it there. I haven't done anything with it for months. Rake and Profit saying 14 man hours per week with 2 people, $20 an hour. That's sick. So it's delegated. That's like super cool. I didn't realize that like doing your own prep in-house would actually be that cost effective. It also helps that you're doing like 1,000+ units a month. and that they're all like the same, almost the same item, you know, because it just makes everything smoother. Josiah is saying 70 cents is not bad. Fully delegated yet, or are you prepping yourself? And Steve says 90% delegated, which is sick. That's going to be, I feel like, Steve, for quite a while, you've been not spending too much time on the Amazon business, like 5 to 15 hours a week. And it seems like half of it has been doing prep. So I think that's going to be super cool. Definitely inspired me a lot with the purchasing of inventory. Like that's something that I've been really focused on the last like month or so. And my virtual assistant has been purchasing a majority of our inventory, which is super cool. And then she's also entering in the prep center sheet and doing the bookkeeping. I could use to delegate repricing to her. But like kind of what I've been doing recently is at the end of the week, so like Thursday or Friday, I kind of think about what needs to be done in the Amazon business for the next week, including sourcing and like some other admin tasks, checking stock of stuff. And I kind of like lay out the things that I need for her to do Monday through Friday. And this week I'm experimenting with her setting her potential profit and spend goal. So we'll see if she tries to stretch herself or if she's like, I'm going to take it easy. Because last week I set a goal for her and she just like blew through it. Because I said that if you do the goal in 4 days, you can have Friday off. So that's what I've been working on. Steve is saying, I just set up a whole new system for dealing with returns. That was taking up a lot of my time because before I was being a dumbass. Are you talking about returns as far as when eBay sellers send it to you and you need to return it, or dealing with unfulfillable inventory? And I need some water real quick. I am dehydrated. Josiah says, I need to get my VA to fill out my prep center sheet. What's your process for that? She scrubs eBay orders. Yeah, like exactly. Yeah, that's so convenient and so nice because I don't have to worry about like doing all the bookkeeping and entering it in the prep center sheet when I purchase stuff. So the process for that is like she has my eBay login. So I don't know if your VA Giona has your VA eBay login. Roseanne's had my eBay login for around a year now. So basically, whenever we make a purchase, we make sure that that ASIN and the title is in our replenishable sheet and like what price we're looking to list it for. I've trained her at this point to fill that out herself. And so when we make a purchase, let's say I just purchase like a ceiling fan remote or whatever. The eBay title has that title. And so she'll search it in the replen tracker. She'll get the ASIN that matches. And then she'll enter it in the prep center sheet. And then from there, she updates the stock like we've talked about, Josiah. Kind of the way that I do it is I just write like the quantity and like when it's inbound. And then also at that point, she records what we've spent and the potential profit of that purchase. That way we can keep track of our numbers and I don't have to deal with any of that. Steve says eBay returns. Yeah, that makes sense. Thankfully, I feel like it seems like my return rate is pretty acceptable sending to the prep center. I haven't had major issues. So I'm just thankful because it could be a massive issue. But Steve is saying, what percentage do you guys source from FlipMine versus the replen tracker? Depends on the day. I don't know, maybe replen list 60%, FlipMine 40%. Depends on the day. I don't even know if Josiah uses FlipMine. I don't think he does. I think he more uses his replen tracker. What about you, Steve? Also, another thing I've been doing as well is I'm specifically asking my virtual assistant to make a certain amount of aggressive offers per day, where the ROI is going to be pretty high. So that's been yielding some good results. So she's, instead of just purchasing stuff outright in some situations, she's just making really aggressive offers and people are accepting them every once in a while. So that's really good for our capital as well. I've got to retitle this 3 6-figure sellers talk about eBay to Amazon. Maybe I'll do that. So that's basically how it's been. FlipMine is so much more competitive nowadays. You got to be fast AF. Yeah. I definitely am not looking at the stuff that's been listed for 2 months. That's for sure. Yeah, you got to be pretty quick, or like do something strange with your filters or something. Hopefully, FlipMine owner is enjoying himself. I'm curious, Steve, do you know if the guy with FlipMine, Alex, is part of his revenue stream that when someone purchases a FlipMine order, like the eBay link is given there? Is that like partially affiliate income for him? Because that would be genius if he set it up that way. If he got a commission off every single purchase in addition to the monthly revenue, that would be super smart. But I don't know if that's possible. We got Steve in the chat saying, my Chrome extension is going to be coming out soon. Going to hook you up with it, brother. What is your Chrome extension going to do? What's the purpose of it? But thank you. Is it going to be like a sourcing Chrome extension, or is it going to be like data, or is it going to be, I know we were back in October, you were talking about the possibility of building a Chrome extension. So that'll be exciting. Maybe, he says, maybe for sourcing. So it's still a mystery right now. Not in the public eye what this Chrome extension is going to be. Am I right? I got to edit this stream and say, there we go. I guess I can't change the title. Oh, I can. Okay. Yes, it's that idea we talked about. I completely forgot what the idea was. I'm like drawing a blank on what exactly it was. I know that you were thinking about a Chrome extension, but we were kind of like not 100% sure what people need. Steve is saying, I was saying maybe about the affiliate link for FlipMine. Oh, I see. Yeah, that was super smart on his part. Like, we'd be spending thousands of dollars through FlipMine, at least when it's not purchased already. Yeah, that was a great idea on his part. And like it's interesting too, like if we ever find something through FlipMine and we put the Amazon link in our replenishable sheet, like the end of the URL shows like FlipMine, so it's like some of our replenishables have come from FlipMine, so it's interesting. Guess it will be an early Christmas surprise for you. Is that when you think it's going to come out? Like in the fall, maybe? Steve, how's the reseller freedom thing been going? Chrome extension. Avery has been, I feel like making a software or a Chrome extension is, if you can market it well and it's useful, it can be so powerful and like a really good opportunity. But it's also one of those where it's like high risk, and also it could just cost a lot of money and then be really difficult to sell because you got to market it, which you and Avery are good at. In a month. Very early Christmas present. Hey. Now I'm just so curious what it does. But I'm guessing something around sourcing. So that'll be cool. It's just so interesting to think about how the Amazon landscape continues to change. Like 4 years ago, 4 to 6 years ago, if you were selling used books or Nike super well, it was pretty low competition. And then things continue to change. And then several years ago, apparel was like a massive opportunity, it seemed. And like nowadays we go to Miami 2023 and like almost everyone there is sourcing apparel away. And like everyone's selling Nike socks. And it's just interesting how the landscape continues to change. Steve is saying one of the features is when you're on eBay, the Chrome extension is going to allow you to find the item on Mercari and Facebook Marketplace with one click. That's cool. Yeah, I probably source 1% off of eBay. I used to source quite a bit from Mercari, one of the features. Someone that I know, I could definitely tell that he had an item that you could sell a lot of eBay to Amazon. Like the ASIN was a very fast selling item. And people were selling it for too cheap eBay to Amazon. And he definitely was checking both eBay and Mercari like every several minutes for this item, like most of the day. Like either he or a virtual assistant or his wife or someone was checking for that item like all day. And one time I was looking at the solds on Mercari, and the person put in as one of the pictures reserved for blank, like his name, and it was his Amazon name. I'm like, oh, that's who's purchasing all these. I know that guy. It's interesting to see the ways that your competitors are getting inventory. Steve is saying another feature when you're searching on eBay search pages, you can click one button to send a message and have all your scripts preloaded. Hey, that would be, yeah, that would save a lot of time. And that would make sending a ton of offers really quick. Would it work too that, would there be a feature that you can not just send an offer? What is it? So, I mean, there's two situations that come up. One is just sending an offer with a price and a message. And then another one is messaging the seller with a custom message. Would both be available there? I was talking to Josh the other day, and for those who, Steve knows Josh, and I think Josiah knows Josh. Josh Koopa, a good friend of mine, he also does eBay to Amazon as well. And he was just talking about how you can like look at someone's storefront who does eBay to Amazon, and it's like we kind of like from our point of view, if you do eBay to Amazon, you kind of feel like, oh, this is not that hard to do. But what he was saying is like if you look at someone's store, it's not like super easy to replicate their business model because you'll go and try and find that item and it's not going to be available like 99% of the time, like right then and there. Like a lot of these things are just like temporary deals that are available for 5 minutes, 2 hours, 3 days, and then they're gone. And so just like storefront stocking someone like normal, it helps, but you're not going to like click the Google button and like see it in stock at Walmart. That's just not how it works with this. Steve says, I'm essentially building the tools for us, LOL. If people want to buy it, cool. If not, it'll save us time. Hey, I appreciate that. Do you think it's going to save your, you're going to train all your VAs on it, right? And it's going to save them a ton of time? Steve, I'm curious, how do you go about setting spend and potential profit goals, or like how many units to purchase goals for your virtual assistants. Because for me right now, maybe I need to just hire 2 VAs and compare their like performance to each other, but I kind of don't know what's a realistic expectation for like how much they should be able to spend, if that makes sense. Like my virtual assistant spent like 1,800 in 3 days on pretty high ROI stuff. So definitely was very happy with that, but I kind of don't know like how to see like, I don't know if like a realistic expectation is for them to be like as good as me or better, or if like that's kind of as much as she's going to be able to do and I should hire someone else. Yeah. And the systems is a good point, because like me, you, Josiah, Josh, and some other people, like we have the systems in place. Like we can process an item, purchase an item. It's super comfortable for us. We can do it quickly. And like we understand what's going on the platform and with this business model. But some random person who hasn't done it as much, it might not be worth their time because they haven't figured all the things out. We spend in 30K now, 30K a month. You're going to be up in the 50 to 75K a month range, right? If you're spending 30K. Yeah, that's a tough topic. Let's do a video on it. Yeah, you want to? That would be an interesting video. Because it's like, I don't want to just go and like hire 4 VAs when like it could be possible that my 1 VA could do most of the purchasing for us. Like it doesn't make sense to have all of that overhead over my head if like one person can do it. But then at the same time, like I could just hire more people. Yeah, that's a good point. Depends on how well you train them. And she's been working with me for a long time. I've definitely been sleeping on the fact that I should have been doing video calls with them at least every once in a while. Like most of this year and last year, I like didn't get on video with them at all. But recently I've been getting on like once a week, and she's been getting better and better with the video calls, like kind of talking through leads, having her source on camera, talking through like how many of an item to purchase, talking about like will an item sell, et cetera, et cetera. Trying to get the nuances out because there's kind of a lot of nuances. Reek and Profit is saying you need to read the book, What the Heck is EOS? Helps teams so much. Let me Google that. What the heck is EOS? I don't even know what EOS. Oh, entrepreneurial operating system. Interesting. I should read that. And hopefully, I think I'm like, there's a fine line between reading business books and not doing anything, and then also doing things and not reading enough business books, if that makes sense. So like, I'm really trying to put this into place. So I think a book will help at this point. It's like super weird for me because I'm used to like doing most of the work myself and being like supplemented by my virtual assistant, if that makes sense. But I'm really trying to transition to like, no, like Seth spends 5 to 10 hours a week on this max. And like the virtual assistant or virtual assistants are doing most of this. Like if you can think of, like, if you remember, like Steve, I'm sure you've read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I don't know if it was in that book or another book, but the author talks about the 4 quadrants of financial situations you can be in. You can be employed, an employee of someone. You can be self-employed. You can be a business owner on the other side of the quadrant, or you can be an investor. And so you can kind of run Amazon in any of those ways besides employed. You can't really be employed, but you can definitely be self-employed. You can do all the work yourself and you have a job for yourself, and you can make good money. You can be paid pretty well. And it can also be mixed in a ton of ways with business owner and investor. Like you can be self-employed and also be partially investor just by investing more money into your business. And so you get more leverage that way. I'm kind of like, I'm really explaining this super thoroughly, like maybe too thoroughly, but I'm just trying to transition even more so to being on the side where I'm a business owner and investor, because like there's leverage with the amount of money that you're using, and there's leverage in the system that's producing money for us. And like there's a little bit of self-employed still going on, but like, I don't know, I'm just used to working hard and spending a lot of time on it, which is, it's been a weird but really cool process trying to transition. What got you where you are in your Amazon business today won't take you to the next level. I keep telling myself that. Yeah, because just got to keep like kind of like your Miami talk. Was it your Miami talk that you were saying? Basically at some point I remember you were saying spending a majority of your time increasing the leverage you have in your business, like doing that first thing instead of the operational side of things, can be really helpful. Like anything we can do to increase our quote unquote hourly, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's a great quote. All right. Well, it's been good to hang out with everyone here. And thanks for hanging out, everyone. I am going to meet my wife at a group, but good to hang out, guys. Hope you guys got something out of this. Steven, Josiah, it was great to talk to you guys. Really good conversation. I need to watch Steve's videos and see more of what he's up to, see his garage remodel. But yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day and take care.